Was Raw actually good or a little bit of rematch city? Because there was some good in ring action, but a lot of it were matches that I wasn't invested in or matches that we've seen before a lot of times. We did get a couple of matches that we haven't seen before, obviously Penta versus Butch, but let's just talk about it. Let's break it down because Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins, Nia Jax versus Bayley, but there was a couple of things that were really highlights for me. So was it a bad episode of Raw? No. Do you need to watch it? No. And this is technically speaking the go home episode for Saturday night's main event. And we did get an angle and we finally got a women's match made and they push some of the matches made for Saturday night's main event. So yeah, let's break it down and just talk about it a little bit. But before I get into all of that, you already know what I'm gonna ask you to do. Please make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get a notification anytime I upload a video like this or anytime I go live. I watch wrestling with you guys and we have a really fun community. So if you want to be notified when I go live, hit the notification bell because I'm here for Raw, NXT, Dynamite, SmackDown, PLE, Saturday night's main event. And in addition to that, I upload random reviews and videos like this one. So Monday Night Raw opened up with the news that they shared on social media that Bayley is officially in the Raw roster. And this is the first trade that we have seen happen during this era where the brand split doesn't really seem to be a thing. Like people just show up at whatever show they want. So it's very hard for me to be like, oh yay, Bayley's officially here because so is Nia Jax apparently, but she's just not officially there. But I do think that Bayley could benefit from a switch to Monday Night Raw, so that makes me very happy. And we're gonna talk a lot more about Bayley. The show, technically speaking, opened up after all the video packages and the people arriving, etc., etc. Well, not technically because we did see Rhea Ripley arrive and get attacked by Nia Jax, who should be attacking Tiffany Stratton, but she's here attacking Rhea Ripley, but it all made sense later on. I sniffed it from the beginning that this was setting up, they needed to set up a match last minute for Saturday night's main event. Spoiler alert, yeah, that's what this was all about. But after we see that attack from Nia to Rhea, etc., the show, technically speaking and officially opens up with Jey Uso making his long ass entrance. And the first thing that I said to myself was, is Jey Uso putting us through this 10 minutes entrance only to get interrupted as soon as he starts talking? That's exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened. He got 2 words in and he was immediately interrupted by Gunther, as I predicted.
We should have you writing the show.
Well, I'm gonna clip that.
And Gunther comes out and just gives Jey Uso the same insults that he always does. Like he's been using the same insults on Jey Uso since they were feuding back for the Intercontinental Championship. I did like that he called him a mascot, and I did like that Jey kind of used that against him on his return. But Gunther undermining Jey Uso is just what he's always done. This isn't anything new. And like I said, this has been happening since they were feuding back for the IC Championship. Go back and look at their promo back and forward when Jey Uso tried to take on Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. And they're going to look a little bit of the same. I really need to regain my love of Gunther and his reign. But he's just turning to this Cody Rhodes thing where he just wears suits, comes out and cuts a promo, and that's all that we see from Gunther, and I want to see more. I really like Gunther as Intercontinental Champion because he was technically speaking the workhorse. We will see him every week. He was defending that championship on Raw, on pay-per-views. But then we had that loss to Cody Rhodes in that champion versus champion crown jewel thing. And then after that, he started doubting himself against Damian Priest, and that really kind of derailed my like for this title reign. And I'm hoping to get it back because I did like Gunther. I think Gunther looks the part, but a lot of that had to do with him always being there, always defending the title, talking the talk, and back it up. So we will see what happens here at Saturday night's main event. But I will say, they have made Jey Uso look so strong, and he's so beloved by the crowd that it makes you wonder, oh my god, are they going to go in that direction? But with the Rumble coming up, with Mania season coming up, and with the way that the last Saturday night's main event went, I'm not sure that I have all of this faith that crazy things are gonna happen at Saturday night's main event, especially 1 week before the Rumble. However, if a title changes hands, it is an opportunity for that losing champ to enter the Rumble and try to do their best to get back into that spot. So that's what happened. We have a little bit of a back and forth with Gunther obviously acting like he's the shit and Jey Uso is just not on his level. And Jey Uso saying, look, I'm all of the things that you say I am, but I'm going to bet on myself and do what I need to do. And I love the fact that he said, maybe I am a mascot and all of these people are my team, and he's referring through the crowd. And I actually really enjoy the way that he turned that around and made Gunther's insult work for his advantage in his comeback promo. It did get physical, and that was the end of that. Gunther walks away, and of course, at Saturday night's main event, we will be seeing Jey Uso against Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't think it would be a bad idea to put the title on Jey Uso, but I'm not sure that's what's gonna happen. We did see a little bit of an interaction backstage between JBL and the New Day. They tried to give him $2 to go out there and advocate for them. Whatever, it was just one of those promos that some people see and some people don't see because of this whole commercial things. I did set up a VPN. I don't know who needs to know this, but I did set up a VPN. And I switched my location on my VPN. I don't know if I have it set up to Canada or Mexico, so now I don't experience the ads on Netflix like I did on night one. And I do find I do find the show a little bit more enjoyable, but I get very confused. I'm not sure when we're in commercials and when it's the actual show that everybody else is seeing. But we go into the New Day versus Rey Mysterio, which I thought was weird because WWE.com says the New Day's back in action and they had the graphic for the two of them. Usually when we're going to get singles matches, whether it's Xavier or Kofi, that's how they advertise it. But the website kind of advertised this as a tag match, and that's what I thought we were going to get, but that wasn't the case. We have seen a lot of interactions of Rey Mysterio acting like the locker room leader, trying to give some advice to the New Day, and the New Day not going for it. So it only makes sense for Kofi Kingston to take on Rey Mysterio. Now, this is where I had a little bit of an issue with the show because you do this huge heel turn on the New Day. They have all of the heat from the crowd, and I think that evil, malicious Kofi Kingston just either DQing himself or winning in like crazy, maybe cheating, something the referee doesn't see, and like just messing up Rey Mysterio will really support this heel turn when they have all of this heat. But that's not how it went. Rey Mysterio just beats Kofi Kingston. Of course, they're going to like beating him up after the match, because there was a lot of beating people up after the match on tonight's episode of Raw. And the LWO, Joaquin Phoenix, it's not Joaquin Phoenix, Joaquin Wilde and Cruiser Toro come out to make the save. Maybe we're gonna see the New Day versus LWO at some point on a Monday Night Raw episode. But that's how that goes off the air. During the New Day's entrance, they still had the same music, but they cut the music and started cutting a promo on the crowd. They got all the boos again. They got all that heat. So to have them lose was a little bit of an odd choice here. After that, we did have something that I liked, because Sami Zayn came out to the ring and he starts cutting a promo, and I smell he's gonna enter the Rumble from a mile away, and that's exactly what it was. Sami Zayn has declared himself into the Royal Rumble. Again, Royal Rumble stacked. Every week we keep getting like a very known name declaring for the Rumble, and as soon as he declared for the Rumble, Kevin Owens' music hit. And I gotta tell you something, I was shook, because we all know their history and I just wasn't expecting it. And you don't know what Kevin Owens is gonna come out to say. And I love what Kevin Owens had to say, because Kevin Owens said, I'm not mad at you like I was at Cody for going back to Roman, because that's what you do. You done it with me. You forgive me. You look past people's mistakes. You're a good person. And I was like, oh, that's kind of wholesome. But is there an intention to this? I don't know, because Kevin Owens then tells Sami Zayn, you are going to win the Rumble. You deserve to win the Rumble. You've been working hard for it. And if you win the Rumble, we could main event night 1 or night 2 of WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. You versus me, something we've never done before. What a tempting fucking offer to make. So Kevin Owens tells Sami, so I'm going to make sure I have your back during the Rumble. It was almost like him saying, so you have my back during my WWE title match. That way we can go on to main event WrestleMania. I'm sorry, I don't care how good of a person you are, that is tempting. And I know that Sami Zayn has to be thinking about it in the back of his head. I thought this was excellently done. Playing on long-term booking, playing on their history, and making you wonder what's gonna happen. This was a big high for me in tonight's episode of Raw. After this, we do enter Rematch City, and it is Bayley, our brand new Monday Night Raw roster member, against Nia Jax, who is not a Monday Night Raw roster member, but she was here tonight. And Roxanne is, of course, in the crowd watching. And I couldn't help but to think, like, man, we've seen this match a lot. We saw it at SummerSlam. We saw it at Bad Blood. You know, but I actually enjoyed this match more than I enjoyed their Bad Blood match, if you want me to be honest. I thought this was better, and it's a match that, like I said, we've seen a lot of times, but I thought this was better, and I thought Nia Jax had a great showing. There's a little bit of an interaction from Roxanne and Bayley during the match, but nothing that affected the outcome of the match. Nia Jax wins. She hits the annihilator and wins, and I was like, what are we doing with Nia Jax here? Because we're setting her up for something. Of course we are. She starts beating up Bayley after the match, and out to make the save to a huge pop is our World's Women's Champion Rhea Ripley, coming out for revenge after what I told you happened during the opening of the show. And it's a great pull apart brawl. I'll give them that. I thought this was entertaining. They had to bring out security. They had to pull them apart. Rhea grabs the mic and says, "You and me, Saturday night's main event. There is your women's match for Saturday night's main event." As of right now, I believe we have Jacob Fatu versus Braun Strowman, Jey Uso versus Gunther, Braun Breaker versus Sheamus, Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax. I don't know if I'm missing a match or not, but so far, pretty good Saturday night's main event for something that didn't have a build or a match made about a week ago.
About a week ago. Fuck with us and then we tweaking, ho.
So good on them. Now after this, we have our highlight match of the evening, because Penta, our debuting Penta, who had a great showing last week, is going back out to face Pete Dunne, aka Butch, on a match that we haven't seen on WWE television. I'm always gonna be here for a new match, and with Penta, everything is gonna feel fresh and new. Penta's entrance is OP. Like, it was great. A lot of sparkles, a lot of fires, a lot of all the shenanigans. You can tell they're really high on him, and I love that for him. And the match was a lot of fun. It was an excellent match. It was very enjoyable. Butch did try to mess a little bit with Penta's mask. I'm never a fan of the unmasking the masked wrestler, but overall, I enjoyed this. I thought it was fun. I thought it was great. Both men killed it. Fun match. I'll give that. Fun match. Go watch the highlights if you missed it. We have a CM Punk promo where he absolutely buried Hulk Hogan. He talks about John Cena. He talks about the Rumble. CM Punk really setting up to be probably a favorite right now for people that could win the Rumble, because he's cutting some crazy promos about the Rumble. I enjoyed this. It's a great way to put CM Punk out there and have him on the show even though he didn't do anything else. Damage Control versus Pure Fusion Collective. Not much to say here other than Io and Dakota both feel like they should be holding championships right now, and they're not. It was a good match. I wasn't invested. I really can't talk much about it. Io Sky did get the win over Shayna Baszler. There's that. And from that, we go into our main event of the evening, a WrestleMania 40 rematch. I told you there was a lot of rematches tonight. And it was Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins. And this one I have an issue with, because why are you putting two people that are main eventers that both definitely need a win against each other? Seth Rollins just comes out of a loss to CM Punk on that debuting episode on Netflix. Drew McIntyre lost his feud to CM Punk, comes back, loses to Jey Uso at Saturday night's main event, and now he loses to Seth Rollins here. This match was a lot of fun. And Drew really was in control. Seth's chest was red from all the chops. Drew looked evil, and there was a lot of really fun counters. You can tell that Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins have worked with each other a lot, and they know exactly what the other person is gonna do, so they were countering everything. Seth was getting out of the way of the claymores. The superplex counter that Drew McIntyre did was excellent. I love that they know each other movesets, and they were able to counter it, and that's exactly how the finish happened, because Seth Rollins rolled up Drew McIntyre and wins. And I just didn't like this. Don't put two people that need a win against each other, because somebody's gonna end up just hurting, and it's like, what am I gonna do with Drew McIntyre? Why are we having him lose so much? what is happening here. But Drew doesn't stay beaten because he starts beating up Seth Rollins after the match. And we did see an interaction earlier with Seth and Sami. Sami telling Seth that he appreciates his words, and they have a little banter over I'm gonna win the Rumble, not if I eliminate you first, blah blah blah. So Sami's the one who comes out to make the save for Seth. I told you there was a lot of beating people up after the match tonight. And he's gonna hit the hell of a kick on Seth Rollins. Drew McIntyre gets out of the way and he plants that kick on Seth Rollins' face. He just fucking face plants the canvas. It was hilarious. But yeah, that's how the show goes off the air. And I gotta tell you guys, I mean, I enjoyed the Penta and Butch match. I enjoyed the 2 rematches that I'm kind of like down talking with. Nia and Bayley, I thought it was great. And Drew and Seth, I thought it was great. But there's 2 rematches on matches that we've seen a lot. I love the back and forth with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I love the storytelling there and the long-term booking. Gunther versus Jey Uso's happening, and they did a good job at advancing that. Oh yeah, we did have a backstage segment between Sheamus and Braun Breaker, and I gotta tell you something. I don't know what we're doing here because we haven't done anything with Braun Breaker other than him sitting on the crowd. So would they put the title on Sheamus? I kind of hope so. But if they're not gonna do that, keep Sheamus off the Intercontinental Championship picture, because I don't want to see Sheamus lose any more IC title matches. I don't. So if you're going to put him in here to not put the title on him on Saturday, what are we doing? And B, then start doing something with Braun Breaker, because ever since Netflix, all he's done is just show up in the crowd, and here he showed up backstage. But if I'm a new viewer because of Netflix, I don't even know who this guy is and why he's holding a title. So, and with Sheamus, that being the title that hunts him, I'm tired of it still being the title that hunts him and him losing all the opportunities. At this point, it's like, if you lose this one, you don't deserve another fucking opportunity for the IC Championship. So we'll see what happens at Saturday Night Main Event. I'm going to be here on my channel watching it live. So again, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can join us for the live watch along on Saturday night's Main Event. It was an enjoyable episode of Raw, but was it out of this world extraordinary? It wasn't. I don't know what that tells you. Thank you guys so much for... What was that? Thank you guys so much for watching the review. Let me know in the comments down below what was your favorite thing about Monday Night Raw, and did you enjoy the show? And until next time, adios. Mwah. Boop.